everybody. This is Kevin Davidson, your host for Kevin's Korner Real Estate from a marketing perspective. And I haven't been here in a couple of weeks because things have been going on, but we're back. And this week's episode is going to be a little bit different because this young lady right here is going to actually interview me. She's got a long list of questions. But I always start off the podcast by saying that if you're a real estate agent or a vendor that operates in the Fort Bend County area and you want to be on the podcast, you follow me, give me a call, 832-654-0527, or email me at kevin.davidson@stewart.com, and we'll get you on the podcast. And I always give credit where credit is due and say that if I couldn't do the podcast if it wasn't for my entire team, which includes Jennifer Smitis, Mike Snyder, Gracie Lagas, Melissa Caruso, Caitlin Cornick, Devin, and Van Wynn, and everybody that works with us. So if it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't have the podcast. So thank you. Now, in saying that, let's get the podcast started. So what we're going to do today is, I do have another guest on after me, but Gracie, who is the team leader and senior escrow officer over at our Richmond office, decided that she wanted to interview me on my podcast because no one has. So that's what we're going to do today. And she has a list of questions. So go for it.
Okay. You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
I reserve the right to say no comment.
They're not that bad. Okay. So let's start from the beginning.
Yep.
How did you get into marketing, and what then led you into title?
So I got into marketing when I decided after my first divorce. I was 25 years old. I had a 2.5-year-old daughter, and I did not know what I was going to do.
Okay.
And so I decided I called my mom, who's no longer with us, and I said, I'm getting a divorce, and I have a child to support, and I don't have a job, and I can either join the military or I can go back to college, but I need a place to live. So she said, come back and move in the house. And San Jacinto College South was not even a mile from where we lived. So I decided to go back to college at age 25. And while I was at San Jac, I decided that I wanted to be, my degree field to be marketing. And so I asked the junior college, I said, if I wanted a marketing degree, what college can I transfer that's not 2,500 miles away from here, that's in Houston? And they gave me a list and said, hey, University of Houston Clear Lake, which was maybe 8 miles from the house. So I went to the counselor's office at San Jac and said, I want to get a marketing degree from the University of Houston Clear Lake. What classes do I need to take? And they gave me a list just like this. I made about 8 copies of the list, put a copy in my car, in my bedroom, in the bathroom, everywhere. And that's all I did for 5 years.
Nice.
That's all I did. And then I graduated from University of Houston Clear Lake in 2000, May of 2000, with the Bachelor in Business Administration with an emphasis in marketing. And that's how I got on marketing.
Nice. So then where did you start? Where did you get your first job marketing?
That was a company called True Star that was an automotive aftermarket company that was basically a broker between warehouse distributors that bought parts that you have put on your car from the manufacturers and then distribute them to distributors to the country. And I was the national marketing manager for the whole country. And that was the first job I got. And I'll never forget it because when I walked in on my very first day, he goes, there's your office. I need this, and this by this date. I don't know how to do it. Good luck. And I was like, okay, so everything that I know how to do with marketing, I had learned on my own. I had to teach myself everything.
Mm. Well, you do a good job at it. And then how did you get into real estate marketing?
So when I decided to leave True Star, I went to work for a friend of mine who was one of our warehouse distributors that had a distribution warehouse in Atlanta, Georgia. Don't ask me why, but I decided to get on a plane every Monday morning at 6:30 at Hobby Airport and fly to Atlanta, work in Atlanta for the whole week, and then fly home on Friday night.
Wow.
To spend the weekend with my daughter, and I'd go back on Monday.
Wow.
And so I did that for about a year, about 15 months. And then that's about that year is when the economy went down the toilet during somebody's president's, not going to say who, but, and the buddy that hired me said, great job, but I need you to move to Atlanta. I can't pay for the plane tickets anymore and the apartment and all that stuff. And I didn't want to leave Houston. I had a house in Pearland. I have a daughter in Pearland. And so we decided I was just going to resign. And I came back here, went to work for the chrome plating place I work at on the weekends. And about 3.5 years into that, I decided I didn't want to do that anymore full time. So I put my resume out there, and that's when I got hired by Empire Industries Property Management. That's how I got into real estate.
Okay. So you said that you worked at the chrome plating shop, and you still do that today. So tell us about that.
Yeah, so when I came back from Atlanta, the only time in my life I'd been unemployed, I answered an ad for a manager for a chrome plating shop. I didn't know what that was, but I knew it had to do with cars. And since I'd been in the automotive aftermarket selling car parts for the last 9 years, I was like, hey, let's try this. Big mistake. But I answered the ad. He hired me, and I basically managed the shop. So people send us car parts, classic cars, motorcycles, boats, vending machines, anything that's antique that has metal on it, that's silver. They want to restore them, and either restore them and keep them or restore them and sell them. And they'd send us the parts that need plating, and I basically managed the shop, managed the jobs, did the inventory, handled the clients that came in, walked in, and then I became real good friends when I left with the owner and the owner's son, and they didn't want me to leave, but I didn't want to do that anymore because it wasn't what I was really good at, what my education was for. So they asked me if I'd be willing to work on Saturday just to stay within the family. And if you know the owner of the chrome shop, I didn't say yes. I just said, I will only if you can do this, knowing he was not going to agree to it. He agreed to it. And I've been there ever since the weekends, about 13 years.
And you love it.
And I do go in every Saturday to get dirty, and I like doing that. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
It's a little hobby for you?
It's what they call a side gig.
So what other hobbies do you have outside of, being the amazing you?
Well, most people know this about me, but I love heavy metal music. And so not only do I try and play guitar, but I also collect vinyl and CDs music. And so I actually just added a few records to my collection a couple of days ago, and I realized that I've got almost 600 vinyl records, and 99% of them are heavy metal or hard rock.
That's a lot.
That's other than that, and I go to a lot of concerts.
Yeah.
So that's really about it, to be honest with you.
So on a typical work week, what does your week look like? Like, what does your schedule look like?
I either have one-on-one meetings with agents, or an event to go to, or teach a CE class, or go to something that Stewart Title has got, like a meeting or something that I need to go to, like I did last Wednesday. So, but, I come in here, and on Mondays, the first thing I do is I look at my calendar of events, and then I remind everybody that's involved in those events, you agreed to do this 2 weeks ago. Are you still going to be there? Da-da-da-da-da. And make sure everybody's ready to go, order the food, make sure people are registered, and then do the event. And then I also sit with agents one-on-one, and I guess you could use the word mentor or help them learn how to do marketing for their business.
So within your job, you do such a good job at it. And besides getting to work with wonderful people like me.
Yes, ma'am.
What's the most rewarding part of your job?
When I get a contract from an agent we've never gotten a contract from before.
That's easy enough.
And that's if I can do that, then I know that I'm doing my job. Right. Because they trust us enough to send us the contract. Now, once they send us the contract, it's you guys' responsibility to keep them coming back.
And we do a good job of that. So marketing in our industry can be challenging sometimes. So
Yep.
what do you do differently in title than you would do in any other industry?
Well, to be honest with you, there's not anything when it comes from a marketing perspective that I would do differently. What I do differently in real estate or in my marketing with my positions in property management and in title is I am not a order taker. I do not troll the MLS and call agents that have a listing and tell them, hey, you don't know who I am, but I'm Kevin with Stewart Title and we do title, and I see that you got a listing at 123 Elm Street. Let's go have dinner and talk about it. And then we go have dinner, and I wake up the next morning and call them and say, hey, dinner was great. Can I have that contract?
Right.
Everybody does that. I learned when I was in property management that the way to get in front of real estate agents was to provide them value.
Mm.
Do something that will help them make their job easier and help them grow. And then you don't have to ask them for a contract. They'll just send it to you because they feel like they want to.
Right.
Because they trust you. And so that's what is different about me. But I would do that. I did the same thing when I was with TrueStar selling car parts,
Right.
providing value to the warehouse distributors. So it's just realizing that real estate agents are also running their own business, and I'm running my own marketing business with inside the TrueStar walls, these two offices that we manage, and providing them something that everybody else doesn't.
Right.
And that's what I do.
Right. Okay, and then what ways are the best, like, to get your business out there, do you think? Like social media, your database,
So
word of
there's
mouth, in-person
all of the
visits?
above, but the number one way to market any business of any kind is with video. Okay, so back when the internet became popular, there was no such thing as YouTube, and everything was on Google and Yahoo, and you just would ask a question and it would give you a list of options. Well, now everybody is putting themselves on video so they can answer questions, answer people's pain points, and become the answer for people when they need some, whether it's to buy a lawnmower, to buy a dress, to buy whatever, need a service or whatever. And that's how YouTube became so popular, because the only difference between Google and Yahoo and Bing and YouTube is that when you ask a question on YouTube, the list of answers you get is all in the form of a video instead of just words.
Right.
So the answer to your question is video. That's the number one way to get anybody's message out today, no matter what you're selling. Now, social media, CRM, website, everything else you mentioned, those are all just as equally important. But the easiest and fastest way to get your brand out there, people to know and recognize you, is video.
Okay. So what keeps you motivated whenever business is slowing down or we're in a tougher market? How do you keep yourself staying positive?
That's a good question, and it can be difficult, especially in this industry.
Yeah.
But how I stay positive is, number one, just seeking out agents that I don't help to help. And number two, when it's slow, I do twice as much than I do when it's busy.
Right.
Because I know if I work twice as hard when it's slow, then when it does pick up again, then I'm going to get more business from the hard work I've been doing twice as hard.
Mm-hmm.
So I get people ask me all the time, man, the industry's slow. I don't know what to do, whatever. And I'm like, whatever you were doing, do it twice.
Right.
Do it 3 times. But if you slow down or stop or get bummed out and it's slow, there's no business, I don't know what to do. Well, of course you're not going to have any business.
Right. And
So
that's why you're the best.
I appreciate it.
Okay. And then what would you say one misconception is that people have about marketing reps?
Okay. So when I say this, I don't mean any disrespect by the statement, but a misconception that I learned when I got here is that marketing reps, in my opinion, should be here to help agents grow their business and be a partner with them. Marketing reps are not here to provide you with CE classes and not here to provide you with lunch and things like that. That's part of it,
Right.
but we do it to create a relationship so we can get business from you. Agents get up every day and they work off commission. So do I. So when I invite you to lunch or you come to one of my classes and you get free CE and you get free food and free drinks and you get free mentoring and great service from our title reps, there's a reason why we do that. It's because we want to grow our business and we want to grow it with you.
Right.
So the biggest misconception that I learned since I got a title is that agents are not there just to give and take from.
Right. Okay. And then if someone wants to reach out to you, how can they do that?
So my phone number is my cell phone, which is on everything, 832-654-0527, or you can email me at kevin.davidson@stewart.com. And I can be found on Facebook under Kevin Davidson, Instagram under Stewart Title Fort Bend, and LinkedIn under Kevin Davidson.
Perfect.
Or you can go, you know what you can also do? You can go to the Stewart Title website, look for Sugar Land office, and there's a big old picture of me and my phone number. And if you go to the Richmond office, there's a big old picture of Gracie and her phone number and Melissa. So you can you can find my contact information on the Stewart.com website.
Perfect. Alrighty.
That's it?
That was it.
That wasn't too bad. So that was all the questions Gracie's got for me. So I hope that clears up a bunch of stuff and you guys learned more about me. If you're an agent out there, everything that I talk about is 100% true. I provide mentoring, I provide CE classes, I provide events, I provide anything that I can that will help you grow your business. So if you're out there and you're not using Stewart Title and you're looking for a title company, Gracie is a great resource at the Richmond office, Melissa, whom you're going to meet in a second, and everybody at the Sugar Land office. So 5 great escrow officers, I can't count. 5 great escrow officers, a bunch of assistants. So give us a call. We'll be right back. This has been Kevin's Corner, Real Estate from a Marketing Perspective, segment number 1 of episode 110. We'll be back in a minute with segment number 2 with Melissa Caruso. Bye. Hey everybody, we're back. This is segment number 2 of episode number 110 of Kevin's Corner, Real Estate from a Marketing Perspective. And this is a special segment because the young lady sitting next to me is Melissa Caruso. And if you guys have ever used Stewart Title or know her, she has been her second stint with Stewart Title. So I have to keep reminding her about this. She decided that she wanted to take a vacation, and an extended vacation.
Learn.
Yeah. And then she came back. So tell everybody hi.
Hi, everybody.
So this is Melissa. She is the second in command, or the escrow officer over at the Richmond office, working with and under Gracie. And when she was working at the Sugar Land office, you were just a processor, right?
Correct.
And then when you came back, we promoted you.
Correct.
And she's now a full-fledged escrow officer. So let's start the podcast off this segment by telling everybody a little bit about you. Tell them, personally, or whatever you want to share.
I'll tell you a little bit about me, and what I like about this is you're seeing me as a person. You're not just seeing my name on social media, my name on the website. You're not seeing my name on a card. You're getting to know me as a person, as in a personal way, and you can relate to me. I think it's a big deal for me as an escrow officer to be on a personal level with my clients. I feel like we become friends. We're doing something stressful together, and it means a lot to me. For us, we have to be business partners, but we also need to be on a different level. So a little bit about me. I've been married for 2 years.
That's it?
It's been 2.5 years. And I have a son. He's 26 years old. And I was office manager at a local company for 15 years. And I think I kind of overstayed my welcome a little bit. I was in my position for a long time. There wasn't really a lot of area for me to move up in. when COVID happened, business slowed down, but we were considered essential, so we stayed in business. But I could tell that the owner was looking to sell, and I figured that this was my time to try something different. And I actually had a friend who was in title, and she said, well, my office is hiring, and it was the Sugar Land office. And so I said, okay, great. I know nothing about title, but I knew nothing about my other company when I went there, and I was there 15 years. And I stayed that long because I was good at it. I liked what I did. I had a really good relationship with the clients. I liked it. I was good at it. And
But it was just time.
it was just time. And so 15 years was a long time. And so I came to work at the Sugar Land office. I started from square one. I started as a receptionist.
I didn't know that you started at the front desk.
I started at the front desk.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I moved up in less than a year. I learned really quickly. I'm a hustler. I don't like to be stagnant. I like to be doing something all the time. I like to be productive. It makes me feel good. It makes me feel like I'm making a difference. And so I really hustled at the front desk, and I was promoted to a processor. And I learned from the best. I was under 2 different processors while at the Sugar Land office for 3 years. And I am who I am today, and I know what I know today because of the 2 processors who trained me. They are amazing processors. I'm so blessed to be able to work with them, under them, and they just made me who I am. They taught me the right way, and I miss working with them a lot. And so I decided after 3 years that I decided to take a little break. I'm going to be honest. I was happy where I was. I love Stewart. I love the company. I loved my coworkers. We were family. But I got an offer I felt like I couldn't refuse. And
Right.
it gave me an opportunity to learn the builder side of title. And I had worked processing a few builder contracts before, and they were confusing to me. They weren't like resale. It was a little hard for me. And so I thought this was a good opportunity to do something different, learn a different side of title. And I was there for about a year, and I did like it. It was something different.
You went to work for a builder.
I went to work for a builder.
Okay.
And it was crazy busy because they don't have to get contracts. They're just kind of handed to them.
Yeah.
And it was a whole nother life. And then one day, the head honcho, Jennifer, gives me a call and, she wants me to come back. And, I felt like I was coming home. I felt like it was a long drive at the builder unit, and it was the Richmond office was close to home. I knew Gracie was going to be there, and I had met Gracie before, and she's just a down-home girl, and I knew she was going to be the one we could get along and work together.
You also missed me.
You know what? You were one of the ones I missed the most, Kevin. I really did miss you, and it really hurt me when I left because we had a different relationship.
Yeah, we were all surprised when you decided to leave, but you came back.
I came back.
And so tell everybody a little bit, what is it about title that you like so much? Why do you get up every day, come to the Richmond office, and try and help agents?
Because I'm a people person. I love working with people. I'm a go-getter. Title's like a puzzle. People who aren't in title, they can't understand this, but realtors will know, title agents will know. I feel like I'm putting a puzzle together. I feel like I am the middleman of every client, and I consider my clients not only the buyer, the seller, the realtor. I consider my clients, the HOA management company, the lenders, hold on, I know this. The survey companies. I feel like these are all my clients, and I'm in the middle, and I need to organize, and I need to organize dates, and when is this due, and when is this time lapse due, and when do I need to order this? And it's like a puzzle to me, and it keeps my mind focused, and I feel like I'm making a difference. It is such a big deal to me when I feel like selling and buying a home is one of the most stressful times of their life. And my job, what I get paid to do, is to take the burden off of them and put it on myself and make sure all of those aspects go as planned. And so it feels so good when I know I did a job well done, when they sign, they get the keys, they're like, thank you so much, this was seamless. Like, it really makes me feel like I'm making a difference in their lives. And when I get a referral from that, or someone gives me a good review, it makes my day, because I love to make people happy. I'm just a people person. I'm happy, I'm bubbly. I don't come to work because I have to. A lot of people feel like their job is a burden. I actually enjoy coming to work every day. I don't get up in the morning and say, oh man, I don't want to go to work. Like, I enjoy coming to work and talking to everybody. And it's just something I was built. I wasn't built for work from home. I was built to be around people and to make a difference.
So we talked about this earlier. If I'm a real estate agent looking for a title company and I've never used you before, and I decide to send you a contract, tell me what I can expect when you get the contract.
Well, immediately you're going to be thanked and welcomed. That's the first thing. I feel like, and I'm not offending anybody, every title company is different, but I just feel like lately I feel like there's a lot of places where where's the accommodation, the customer service. I want to do things that other title companies, title agents are not offering. I want them to be blown out of the water. I want them to feel at home, to feel welcome, to feel like I'm on it. So immediately you're going to get a welcome email. You're going to get instructions for your client to send earnest option money. You're going to know, everybody's going to know when that's been received. You're going to know every process, every step that comes. You're never going to be in the dark about what needs to be done. And that's what's going to be stress-free for them, because they're never going to wonder what's going on with this file.
Yeah, some of the things that we do now that we can share is they can also ask for or get net sheets. They will also get mud forms.
Oh yeah,
links for mud forms.
We're trying to go above and beyond. You won't be able to see what we bring until you let us bring it. You just give us a try. Nobody's saying you have to switch title companies. Give Stewart Title Richmond, Sugar Land, whoever, give Gracie, give us a try. And you're going to see what we bring, and you're not going to want to go anywhere else. Until you just give us that one shot, you have no clue what you're in for. You will be blown away.
Yeah, we definitely go above and beyond. I don't know, every time I send a mud form out, not every time, but a lot of the time I'll get a response back from that, wow, no title company sends mud forms out, or I didn't know I could ask you for a net sheet, things like that. So we do things differently and provide value and service for clients, whether you are a brand new agent with us or you've been sending us contracts for 20 years. It doesn't matter. Share with everybody a little bit about, because you are a new escrow officer. You've been an escrow officer for how long now? 4 months?
Yes.
4 months?
Yeah.
So tell everybody how you're getting the word out about Melissa Caruso.
I'm doing everything I can. It's difficult. Coming from being a processor to being an escrow officer, especially because before I was at the Sugar Land location, now I'm at the Richmond location. So I'm dealing with different clients. I'm working from scratch. And so I'm basically doing everything I can to get the word out, and a lot of word of mouth. I'm posting on social media. I have a business Facebook page. Maybe you can link it for me. Mine and Gracie's. I am sending out emails. I'm sending out mud forms. I'm doing private messages, calling, emailing. Like I'm really trying. I'm asking the clients, new clients that are working with me for the first time, when they show how happy they are, please give me referrals, recommendations. Reviews.
Yeah.
We need those reviews. I mean, let everybody know what you can expect when you come to Stewart Title Richmond.
And don't make the mistake of thinking that since she's only been an escrow officer for 4 months, that she doesn't know what she's doing. She's learning from Gracie and Jennifer.
And also, just because I wasn't an escrow officer, I've still been in title for 4 years.
Right.
So I have a lot of experience. I wasn't titled escrow officer, but I did a lot of the escrow officer functions. I just didn't have a title.
She's been in the
Right.
process for 4 years.
Yeah.
So it's not like she's learning from scratch. And again, she's got great support with Stewart Title and Richmond and Sugar Land office. So do not be afraid to send her a contract. Tell everybody how to get a hold of you.
How I what?
How do they get a hold of you?
Oh, well, I'm at the Stewart Title Richmond office. Our office number is 281-341-0404. My email is melissa.caruso@stewart.com. Kevin can link it also at the bottom. And we're having a lot of things coming up. I also want to mention, because of that, we like to have fun. Me and Gracie and Jan, we like to have fun. We have to keep it business-like, and we are on our, we have to cross every T. But the thing is, we want you to have a good experience. We want you to be able to be relaxed, and we are restarting. Kevin's restarting his happy hours. We're going to have the next one on October 21st at our Richmond location. We're going to have a Christmas party. There's something coming up in January. We don't know the exact date. We have lots of socials coming up, just because we want everybody to, not just us, but we all want to be able to network and market together while having fun. We just want to have a good old time and just take the stress off and all get together and just laugh and have a good time. And I think that just lightening things up makes the big difference. Makes people feel comfortable to come over.
We just found out about 15 minutes ago that we won 3rd place in the Fort Bend County Fair Parade float contest.
Yes,
Yeah.
Gracie had this amazing idea
Yeah.
for our float, and I'll post pictures on my social media. And I helped her build it, but I just took orders. Gracie was the method behind the madness, and she's very creative. I'm not as creative. I can take an order and do what I'm told, but she was the mastermind. So we're excited that we won 3rd place. And if you go on our social medias, you'll see photos of our float and us having a good time. And it was a really fun experience.
So if you are a real estate agent and you're looking for a different kind of escrow officer, and you're looking for a different type of title company, you got to give Melissa a call. Melissa and Gracie at the Richmond office make a great team. Everybody there does a great job. They will be very attentive. They will answer your emails. They will answer your phone calls. You'll know everything that's going on through the whole process. So give everybody your phone number one more time.
281-341-0404. Melissa Caruso.
Melissa Caruso, everybody. Send her a contract. Thank you for watching episode number 110 of Kevin's Corner, Real Estate from a Marketing Perspective. The episode will be available in a couple days. We'll see you next week for episode number 111. You guys have a great weekend.
Bye, guys.